way to the podium right now to be screened by senators in the 9th Senate. Muhammadu Dingyadi from Sokoto. He's going to be talking to us a bit about some of the things that he will be bringing to the table if he is made minister, and of course what questions these senators will ask him as he has walked into the chambers right now. So we're looking forward to that particular screening process in a bit.
Distinguished colleagues, the nominee before us is a nominee from Sokoto State, Alhaji Muhammadu Dingyadi. The Catholic and Sokoto, a traditional title holder in the Caliphate. To the Senate chamber, and we have your CV. You can, however, highlight on those areas of your CV that you feel will be of additional support for this screening exercise. You may as well mention things that you felt have not been included but are important for the purpose of this screening. Once again, on behalf of my colleagues here, you are welcome and you can address the Senate.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Your Excellency, the Senate President, Your Excellency, the Deputy Senate President, leaders of the Senate, distinguished senators of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Mr. President, permit me to recognize senators from my state, that is Sokoto State. And I want to begin with the leader of our great party in Sokoto State, Senator Aliyu Magatakardawamako, followed by my friend, Senator Ibrahim Gobir from Sokoto East, and my commissioner and my senator from my zone, Senator Abubakar Shehu Tambuwal. Permit me, sir, to also recognize the senators from my sister states of Kebbi and Zamfara. I want to particularly recognize the leader of the Senate, who has been my schoolmate both at secondary school and at the university, ABU Zaria. My chairman at the 2014 Constitutional Conference, National Conference, Senator Adamu Aleru, he has been my chairman on the Committee of Finance and Revenue. Of course, Senator Naalla has been a friend, and we have been working together for some time now. Let me not forget to recognize my friend and my brother, Senator Anju Magoji, who has been together with me at the University, Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, as a classmate. We also were posted to Gongola State for our national service together with him. We served in the same office that was then called FEDECO, and we stayed in the same house with him. I used to call him my junior brother, but for the sake of today, Mr. President, I want to concede and call him my senior brother, Mr. President. Your Excellency, I'm aware that you have my CV, and you have given me the opportunity to add or subtract or highlight on issues that I think I should say on these CVs. My position was to adopt my CV, but I want you to allow me to assure this hallowed chamber that from what you have seen on my CV, for somebody who has served as a permanent secretary in almost about 10 ministries, and key ministries for that matter, after which I served as the secretary to the Sokoto State government for about 8 years. In addition to these, I have also served as a member of the Constituent Assembly in 1988, as well as a member of the 2014 National Conference. I think with this sojourn, I want to consider myself as somebody who is qualified to be an ambassador, not only for the executive arm of this government, but also for the legislature. The experiences that I have gained and the conferences that I attend has given me a lot of knowledge, and it has prepared me to promote a good and harmonious working relationship between the executive and the legislature. I have served as SSG in Sokoto State, and I know what it takes to have a sour relationship between the executive and the legislature. So, Mr. President, I want to assure you that I'm not only going to be an ambassador for the executive, I also will, wherever I find myself, be a good ambassador to this hallowed chamber and indeed to the National Assembly. Your Excellency, I think I should stop here and adopt my CV and allow distinguished senators to ask their questions. Thank you very much, Your Excellency.
Thank you very much. Distinguished Senator Betty Apiafi.
Mr. President, it's not the chair. Katunga and Sokoto, distinguished colleagues. Mr. President, the nominee has a wealth of experience that we can draw on. Looking at the way Nigeria is today, and considering that you're a member of the 1988 Constituent Assembly and the 2014 National Conference, looking at the situation of our country today, what lessons can we draw from those two conferences as an elder statesman and somebody who participated in these two conferences? What lessons can we draw to make Nigeria a better place? Thank you.
Senator Lawrence Orujakpo.
Thank you, Mr. President of the Senate, sitting as chair. My name is Lawrence Orujakpo. I represent the productive people of Bayelsa West Central District. Mr. Nominee, I want to congratulate you and also to commend you for the wealth of experience. Your CV is quite rich. But two questions quickly. First, considering the fact that for a fish to decay, it starts from the head. And the bedrock of our educational system is like a pyramid, where you have the primary schools, so many primary schools, quite a large number of secondary schools, and you have few universities as a pyramid. And consider the fact that less energy in terms of resources is deployed to the primary educational system, which is the foundation. What do you think you would suggest in terms of looking at what resources we put into TED Fund and what we put into UBEC? What do you think we can do so that we can get the primary school very well? Because if you don't get the basis very well, you can't get the head very well. What do you think we can do to retweak our funding of the primary education system to make it very effective? Because currently, we have it as a responsibility for the local governments, and we know what the local governments are. That is question one. Two, this is general question. Do you think we are getting enough derivatives from our tax in terms of especially the telecom industry? Because you have wide experience. Considering that you are taking to the Ministry of Communication, do you think we are getting commensurate tax from the telecommunication industry, considering what we are putting in terms of resources? Thank you, Mr. President.
Well, Senator Ibrahim Oluragbe.
Thank you, Mr. President. Sitting as the chair, my name is Dr. Ibrahim Oluragbe. I join my colleagues that have spoken earlier to congratulate the Katunka Sokoto. I'm very impressed with your wealth of experience and service. And I could see that you had a long sojourn in civil service. My question is simple and it's only one. What would you advise as policy as a member of the Secretary Council of the of the Cabinet on reform that could be done to federal civil service in the areas of the directorate, as it was changed before to say 8 years and now it is about to be reversed? Which one is better? And what do you advise that will strengthen the civil service? Thank you.
You can answer the questions.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President. The first question from Madam Distinguished Senator, she wants to know the lessons that we stand to learn from the conferences we had in 1988 and 2014. I want to believe that these conferences are intended to allow people to decide how they want to manage this great country. And most importantly, from the experiences that we have seen, Nigerians have come to agree to live as one indivisible country, in spite of all the differences that you find that are coming up at such fora. It is important that these kind of conferences are from time to time conducted to give people the opportunity to say their minds and how they want this country to be run, how they want it to be governed. A nominee just who came about some few hours ago here was talking about amendments of the Constitution in this place and in that place. These are all part of the agitations that Nigerians are always having, even though I wanted to disagree with the fact that we are not here for these issues relating to constitutional review, constitutional amendment. This chamber has adequate information, adequate data on issues that relate to constitutional amendment. What we are here for is a ministerial screening, and the Senate has all the time to arrange for this kind of forum where they will listen to people, where they will give Nigerians the opportunity which I believe they have at the last assembly, they have given that opportunity. And I think from what we are seeing these days, it will not be out of place if we allow people to say their mind as to how best they think we can move this country forward. The second question raised by the distinguished senator relates to primary education. Even though I didn't get him well, but I think primary education is the backbone of all other levels of education. If we are able to ensure that primary education is sound and effective, all the other tiers of education will follow suit. With the little experience that I got when I came to National Commission for Colleges of Education, I have discovered the need to strengthen the basic education, because without strengthening that level of education, all other types of government education are going to suffer, and negatively too. So I want to believe that we need to put our heads together, even though education is on the concurrent list, but there is need for harmony, for understanding, so that education in this country can be taken to greater heights. He also talked about tax, particularly relating to tax coming from communication industries, and he wanted to know whether I will agree to the fact that what we are getting from them is adequate. I want to believe that we need to do more in order to generate revenue for this country. And the major source of revenue in this country is these communication and telecom industries. We can get a lot of revenue from them, and I believe we can do more to generate revenue from these companies for the development of our nation. The last question was based on the issue of civil service reform. Civil service reform, we have been undergoing reforms of the civil service structure, but my personal opinion is that what we have today in the federal civil service is adequate. What we need to do is to enhance training and retraining of our civil servants and get them to be committed, carry them along, so that together we'll move this country forward. Thank you, Mr. President.
Senator Ifanyuba, and then Senator Elisha Clifford Ishaku Abo.
Thank you, Mr. President, distinguished colleagues. Ifanyuba, Anambra South. Mr. Nominee, first I want to congratulate you for being nominated by Mr. President. And looking at your CV, you have a very good background, and as well, the Chairman, Governing Board of National Commission for College of Education, Abuja, between 2018 till date. I would like you to tell us, sir, your view, because I know this Hello Chamber passed a bill to upgrade 4 College of Educations. Alvan Ikoku College of Education, College of Education Kano, College of Education Zaria, and I think Adeyemi College of Education Akure, to upgrade them to university where a lot of teachers can be trained. And that bill has not been assented to. If you are if you get in as a Minister of Education, I would like you to tell us what you will do in view of this, and also, if possible, tell us what is behind the bill not being passed as the chairman of the Board of National Commission, number one. Number two, all over the world, professors from different universities and PhD stakeholders do brainstorm, gathers all over the world, visiting one country to the other in order to exchange ideas. And such thing is not in Nigeria educational system. I don't know if you can tell us anything why Nigeria is not part of the research team of professors all over the world, storming, going to different countries, so that we can help, they can help in shaping the face of technology in the country. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. My name is Sento Ishiako Abo, representing Adamawa North. Congratulations, Mr. Dizanet, for your nomination by Mr. President to represent Sokoto State, the seat of Caliphate. I noticed in your resume here that you served as Commissioner for Water Resources in Sokoto State. It is on record that in Nigeria of today, only 3% of Nigerian homes have water linked to their houses. And in the 21st century Nigeria today, we still have a worrisome situation where we see children are still dying from waterborne diseases such as cholera and the rest of it. If peradventure, without prejudice to the ministry Mr. President will appoint you to, since you have already served as Commissioner for Water Resources, what is your plan, sir, to ensure that Nigerians have access to clean, potable, and drinking water? Thank you so much.
Senator Bio Barakuma Degi, Senator Danjumala, and then the Deputy Minority Whip. And I think, distinguished colleagues, let's make this be the last batch. After this, distinguished Senator Aliyu Magataka Dawamoko, Sarkin Yamma, the leader of APC in Sokoto and Northwest, will also make his remarks.
Thank you, Mr. President of the Senate, very distinguished colleagues. I remain Bio Barakuma Degi Eremian. I represent the people of Bayelsa East Senatorial District. Mr. Nominee, let me join my colleagues in congratulating you on your nomination as a minister nominee. Looking at your curriculum vitae, I can see that you are a political scientist, and you have also served in the core public service and risen to the position of permanent secretary. You have also served in departments that have to deal with local government and rural development. Mr. Nominee, in the likely event that you are successfully cleared by the Senate and appointed as minister, assigned the portfolio that has to do with local government and rural development, I'd like to know from you, because as you are aware, poverty in this country, the impact of poverty in this country is more felt in the rural areas, very strong. And of course, you also know that human capital development and development index is also very poor in the rural areas. If you are assigned a portfolio that has to do with rural development, what can you offer as a solution to improve human capital development and development index in the rural areas and communities in this country? Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, my distinguished colleagues. I'm Senator La, President Kaduna South. You are welcome, the nominee from Sokoto. And by virtue of your credentials, that has shown that you work in different ministries. You've known all the problem of civil servant. You know the in and out of a civil servant. Now, by virtue of your position, if you are given labor and productive ministry, when we are having graduates day in, day out, without anything doing, if that opportunity is given to you as a minister of labor, what can you be able to do to absorb all these graduates, timid graduates that we have all around the country, roaming around, doing nothing, instead joining cults, terrorism, and causing a lot of problems in the country? What can you do to make sure that you keep all these graduates busy as a minister if that luck is given to you? Thank you.
You can respond now.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Mr. President, distinguished senators, the first question on this leg is talking about National Commission for Colleges of Education, and in particular the colleges that were recommended by this Hallowed Chamber to be upgraded. I want to believe that this chamber is also aware that we have been making several attempts to ensure that not only the College of Education, but also the universities that are offering teacher education are transferred to this National Commission for College of Education so as to ensure that teacher education in this country at all levels is enhanced, is regulated to ensure that the best comes out of it. We are always in support of creating additional colleges of education, but it's important for this chamber to know that maybe because, like I said, education is on the concurrent list, in this country today, we have over 172 colleges of education. That is excluding the 20 that we have closed recently. That is the illegal COEs that are springing up that we closed recently. But of this 172, only 21 are for the federal government, 43 for states, but all the others are privately owned. So you can see the need for us to take every step to ensure that we regulate these colleges of education and so as to ensure that we have the best quality teacher education and so that education in our institutions, particularly at primary, secondary, and tertiary level, are enhanced, and we stand to compete favorably in the global world. So, Mr. Chairman, Your Excellency, we are in support of encouraging the establishment of additional COEs in this country, and we do hope this distinguished chamber will look into the request, which I understand has already gone through the first reading, if I'm not mistaken, so that even the universities that are running teacher education programs are reverted to come under this commission so that it becomes a National Commission for Teacher Education. The second question is talking about professors whom the distinguished senator believe are not enjoying the facilities that our counterparts in other countries are enjoying. I want to believe that our professors, wherever they are entitled to sabbatical leave, and professors are free to go to any university of their choice, either within or outside the country, to improve their capacity and to ensure that they gain additional knowledge that will support research in this country. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, our professors in this country are not doing badly, but I stand to be corrected. The next question is talking about water. Let me correct the impression that I was a commissioner in the Ministry of Water Resources. I was only a permanent secretary in that ministry, and I was there as an admin officer, not as a water engineer. But let me say that I want to agree with the senator that we need to improve water supply in this country. And I think because water is also on the concurrent list, it is now your responsibility as the highest legislative body of this country to see how we can come together, the states, the local governments, and the federal government, to see how we can
3 more minutes for the candidate.
Improve the standard of water supply in this country. Okay.
You can round up. You can answer very precise and concise.
The last question. Local government. The next question is talking about improving the standard of living in rural areas. Supposing I have been posted to the Federal Ministry for Local Government, if there is anything like that at the federal level. I believe this Hello Chamber is aware that local government is more or less a state affair. Of course, this is being funded by the federal government, largely funded by the federal government. So like I said, maybe we need to work together to see how we can face this problem squarely so that local governments will function adequately and endeavor to do the needful, particularly in the provision of rural water supply and health services. Thank you, Mr. President.
Finally, very distinguished Senator Aliyu Magatakada Wamoko.
Your Excellency, Mr. President, my dear colleagues, the nominee before you have had the opportunity to interact with this distinguished senators. After going through the CV, was able to also answer questions. And from what we have seen and believe, is an accomplished administrator. Beyond that, he was also an astute politician. He was a governorship candidate in 2007, and he also did the presidential campaign for APC 2015. Also did chairman consumer council for APC in some state in 2019. In addition to other assignments that he had taken on the political aspect of it. Let me thank my dear colleagues, also our Mr. President, for the opportunity for our nominee to showcase Sokoto State when it comes to maturity and governance. Having said that, Mr. President, the nominee during his addressing here pointed a number of prominent centers here who are schoolmates or whom he worked together as friends, including Malam Tanku Al Makura here. Maybe he didn't see Tanku, he didn't see Malam Tanku Al Makura here. So, Mr. President, my only thing is to thank you and thank the entire Senate and also Mr. President for choosing a sound nominee for associated to represent the caliphate. To this end, I want to appeal to my colleagues to allow the nominee to take a bow. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, distinguished colleagues. There is no doubt that the nominee has answered all the questions put to him satisfactorily, and I'm sure that we are all satisfied that our questions have been answered. Therefore, is it the view of this Senate that this nominee takes a bow and go? Those in favor say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. You can take a bow.
Thank you.
Let him go, let him go.
Dr. Mohammed Dingyadi, a civil servant through and through from listening to the screening that just happened right now, a member 1988 Constituent Assembly and the 2014 National Conference, which is a very interesting fact about him. In fact, the question was posed because of that, asking what he had learned, what the country had benefited from both conferences. Also, questions about the primary school system, what plans he had to retweak it. Said, he was asked if we were getting our money's worth for communication from communication industries across the country, and what reforms he would be bringing to the civil service to strengthen it if he's sent to the civil service. Of course, they also talked about local government growth and transformation and what he would do if he was sent into those places. And he answered on the importance of getting primary education right in the country. Now, he is a political scientist and former permanent secretary in the Minister of Water Resources, and he was talking about how he was able to make impact during that time, and of course the importance of local government and rural development. Those are some of the things that we heard from the civil servant, Dr. Mohammed Dingyadi.
My highly respected and distinguished colleagues, I rise to move that in view of the fact that we have done a lot of work, having interviewed plenary 7 candidates, I move that the chair move to plenary to report progress. I so move.
Thank you, Mr. President. Even though people still want more to come, but let us defer to the leader and ask the chair to report progress.
Those in favor of the motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
And with that, we come to the end of the screening exercise for today. The Senate President just leaving the Committee of the Whole, and of course he'll be telling us when we'll be resuming the screenings right here tomorrow. Today we have 7 people screened, and we have tomorrow or Monday 7 people screened today, 12 more to go, and this is a process that has to be completed for the ministers to be able to be given their portfolios so they can start up the work of nation building, and that is the situation here in the Senate.
Representing KB Center, Mr. President.
You've been watching a live Channels Television event.